decisions that Donald Trump makes, especially when it comes to the people that he decides to appoint to very important positions, including this one, because I did have to make sure that I wasn't going crazy. But when I say that you are the least qualified FBI director in the history of the FBI, that is real, because you are the only one that never even served with the FBI prior to joining.
Kash Patel just had complete meltdown, and what triggered it shows how desperate he's becoming. FBI director is facing arrest threat from federal judge, and instead of handling it professionally, he's lashing out publicly. Posted on social media announcing FBI arrested Wisconsin Judge Hannah Dugan on obstruction charges for allegedly misdirecting agents trying to detain undocumented migrant. But here's where it gets crazy. Patel deleted post within minutes, suggesting he jumped gun, exaggerated situation, or realized he crossed line by publicly shaming sitting judge. This is FBI director using personal social media to announce arrest of member of judiciary with political framing, then panicking and deleting it when backlash started. That's not professional law enforcement. That's someone losing control. Someone under so much pressure from his own legal problems that he's making reckless decisions. And it reveals how Trump administration treats courts as enemies to be attacked rather than co-equal branch to be respected. And here we built National Brief Network to bring you real stories, real context, and no corporate spin. If you want to stay ahead of the headlines, please subscribe. Your subscription actually matters here. All right, let's get into what actually happened, because Patel's behavior shows someone cracking under pressure. He wrote on X that FBI had arrested Judge Hannah Dugan on charges of obstruction, accused her of intentionally misdirecting federal agents trying to detain undocumented migrant at Milwaukee courthouse, claimed her actions created increased danger to public because agents had to chase migrant on foot before finally taking him into custody. Share this video with everyone you know, because think about what's extraordinary here. FBI director publicly announcing arrest of sitting judge on personal social media account, with political framing casting judge as endangering public safety. That's not how law enforcement announcements work. Normally, arrests are announced through official channels with careful legal language. Patel chose social media with messaging suggesting this was political communication, not standard announcement. Platform choice alone is massive violation of protocol. Official announcements go through review processes to ensure accuracy and legal appropriateness. Posting on personal social media bypasses those safeguards. Choice to announce judge's arrest through personal account rather than official FBI channels suggests this was political communication Patel wanted attributed to him personally, not institutional statement from Bureau. Think about what that means. And framing choices reveal political intent. Describing judges' conduct as creating increased danger to public connects to administration rhetoric about immigration threats. Emphasizing agents had to chase migrant on foot dramatizes obstruction allegation. Overall tone treated judge as criminal who endangered public safety rather than judicial officer facing allegations. These are messaging choices of political operative, not law enforcement professional. Make sure you're subscribed to National Brief Network, because then Patel deleted post within minutes. Reporters captured screenshots showing post disappeared from his X account. Quick removal suggested something was wrong with original post, either factually inaccurate information, premature announcement, legal concerns about prejudicing proceedings, or realization that political framing was inappropriate for FBI director. Deletion raised more questions than it answered. If post was accurate and appropriate, why delete it? If it was inaccurate, why post it without proper vetting? If it was premature, why bypass review processes? Every explanation for deletion shows Patel failing to follow standard procedures for highly sensitive announcement about arresting member of judiciary, and confusion followed deletion. Even after initial announcement and removal, basic details about judge's status and whereabouts remained unclear. Media outlets noted uncertainty. Officials couldn't clarify situation. Sequence of announced delete confusion is exactly what official review processes are designed to prevent. Patel's approach created mess that proper channels would have avoided. Share this with everyone, because this fits pattern of Patel losing control under pressure. He's facing his own legal jeopardy. Judge threatened him with immediate arrest over Epstein files. Fired FBI agents suing him with lawsuits quoting his alleged admissions of knowingly breaking law. He's purged thousands of experienced agents, creating staffing crisis he admitted would take 14 years to fix. And now he's making impulsive social media posts about arresting judges, then deleting them. That's behavior of someone cracking, someone under so much stress that judgment is failing, someone making decisions that damage FBI's reputation and his own position. Professional law enforcement officials don't announce arrests of judges on personal social media. Don't delete posts when they realize they made a mistake. Don't create confusion about basic facts of sensitive cases. Representative Jasmine Crockett pointed out crucial context. She said Patel is least qualified FBI director in history of FBI, only one who never even served with FBI prior to joining. Yet we're supposed to believe he's greatest thing since sliced bread. That lack of experience shows in episodes like this. Someone with proper law enforcement background would know better than to handle judges' arrests this way. Crockett also detailed Patel's failures, said he directed illegal firings of agents who worked on Trump-related cases that came through Trump's hand-picked FBI director Christopher Wray, pointed out that only white supremacists feel safe under Patel's leadership, that Americans generally are more vulnerable because Patel gutted Bureau of Institutional Knowledge and Expertise. Think about what that means. Senator Cory Booker made similar points in hearing, said Patel has made country weaker and less safe, that we're more vulnerable to major event, that Patel gutted Bureau of Institutional Knowledge and Expertise, fired or pushed out seasoned FBI officials, many with more than 20 years experience working on critical cases, been purging thousands of serious law enforcement officials who spent careers keeping us safe, and Patel admitted consequences, told Senator Coons it would take 14 years to fill vacancies at agency. Many vacancies result of his purge. That's FBI director admitting he created staffing crisis so severe it would take decade and a half to recover, not reform, destruction of institution, gutting nation's premier law enforcement agency for political purposes. Now that destruction is showing up in Patel's own behavior, making impulsive decisions, posting on social media without proper review, deleting when he realizes mistake, creating confusion that damages FBI's reputation. This is what happens when you put unqualified political operative in position requiring professional law enforcement expertise. Underlying arrest of judge may have legitimate legal basis. Judges aren't above law. Obstruction charges can apply to anyone who interferes with legitimate law enforcement activities. If Judge Dugan actually obstructed federal agents conducting lawful enforcement, that's potentially criminal conduct regardless of her judicial status. But Patel's handling transformed what could have been straightforward law enforcement matter into political controversy. FBI director personally posting about arresting judge, framing her as dangerous, then deleting post. This sequence politicized arrest in ways official channels would have avoided. Whatever merits of underlying charges, Patel's handling made this about administration versus judiciary. And this fits broader pattern of Trump administration conflict with courts. From earliest days, administration has treated unfavorable court rulings as attacks to be countered rather than legal determinations to be respected. Travel ban cases produced attacks on judges. Subsequent executive orders repeatedly blocked by courts producing administration criticism of judicial overreach. Second term has escalated dramatically. Trump called for impeachment of judges who rule against him. Appointees characterized courts blocking policies as interference with legitimate executive authority. Rhetoric frames courts as obstacles to be overcome rather than co-equal branch exercising constitutional authority. Arresting judge for allegedly interfering with immigration enforcement fits this escalation, treating judicial interference as criminal rather than constitutional. And Patel announcing it on social media sends message to other judges. Message that interfering with administration priorities has consequences beyond appellate reversal. That creates chilling effect on judicial independence. Judges must be able to make rulings without fear of retaliation. If judges believe ruling against administration could lead to arrest, investigation, or prosecution, that affects how they approach cases. Arrest of Judge Dugan, whatever its legal merits, sends message that affects judicial independence regardless of whether specific arrest is justified. Immigration enforcement context makes this particularly significant. Courts have been active in immigration cases, blocking deportation flights, requiring due process protections, constraining executive action. Administration characterized these rulings as obstruction of legitimate enforcement. Arresting judge accused of physically interfering with immigration agents sends message to judges who have legally interfered through rulings. Think about what that means. Distinction between physical obstruction and legal ruling might seem clear, but political message blurs that line. If judge can be arrested for physically misdirecting agents, what about judges whose rulings legally block enforcement? Administration rhetoric often conflates the two. Treats court rulings as obstruction deserving consequences. Patel's role as FBI director makes this about more than one social media post. FBI's reputation depends on perceived independence from political direction. Director publicly posting about arresting judge in politically charged case, then deleting post, raises questions about whether Bureau is being used for political messaging. Whether Patel acted on own initiative or under direction, episode damages perceptions of FBI independence. And deletion itself suggests awareness post was problematic. If Patel believed post was appropriate and accurate, why delete it? Removal indicates either factual problems, legal concerns, or recognition that FBI director shouldn't be personally announcing judicial arrests on social media. Whatever reason, deletion acknowledges post shouldn't have happened while damage to judicial independence perceptions already occurred. This connects to Patel's other legal problems. He's facing immediate arrest threat over Epstein files. Judge gave hard deadline to produce documents or face criminal contempt with federal marshals on standby. That's real-time legal jeopardy creating enormous pressure. And under that pressure, Patel is making reckless decisions like this social media post. Lawsuits from fired agents create separate pressure. Complaints quote Patel's alleged admissions acknowledging firing agents without cause would violate FBI rules and federal law. If those admissions are proven, they establish knowing violation of law, make liability almost certain, create potential for massive punitive damages that could bankrupt Patel personally. Pattern of Fifth Amendment invocations suggests criminal exposure. When Patel repeatedly invokes Fifth in various proceedings, he's indicating truthful testimony could incriminate him. That's admission truth would be incriminating. Shows belief he's committed crimes that testifying honestly would prove. Share this with everyone because all this pressure is causing Patel to crack, to make impulsive decisions, to lash out publicly, to bypass proper procedures, to post on social media then immediately delete. This is what desperation looks like. What happens when unqualified political operative put in position he can't handle faces legal jeopardy he can't escape. And Trump administration is escalating conflict with judiciary at exact moment Patel is most vulnerable. Arrests of judges, threats of impeachment, characterization of rulings as obstruction, all creating environment where Patel feels he needs to publicly attack judges who interfere with enforcement, even though doing so damages FBI's reputation and his own position. Representative Crockett's point about Patel being least qualified FBI director in history is crucial. Someone with proper law enforcement background would know announcing judges' arrest on personal social media is inappropriate, would understand need for official channels and proper vetting, would recognize political framing damages Bureau's independence. But Patel doesn't have that background, never served with FBI before becoming director. Got position through political loyalty, not professional qualification. And that lack of experience shows in episodes like this. Makes decisions that experienced law enforcement professional would never make. Senator Booker's warning that Patel made country weaker and less safe is playing out. Gutting experienced agents, creating staffing crisis, making impulsive decisions, politicizing FBI communications, all making Bureau less effective at actual law enforcement mission, focusing on political priorities instead of public safety. Bottom line is this. Kash Patel lost control and posted on social media announcing FBI arrested Wisconsin Judge Hannah Dugan on obstruction charges. Accused her of misdirecting agents trying to detain undocumented migrant. Claimed she created increased danger to public. Used personal X account instead of official FBI channels. Framed judge as criminal endangering public safety. Then deleted post within minutes, suggesting he realized he crossed line. Created confusion about basic facts. Violated proper procedures for announcing arrest of sitting judge, politicized what could have been straightforward law enforcement matter, damaged FBI's reputation for independence. This fits pattern of Patel cracking under pressure. He faces arrest threat over Epstein files, lawsuits from fired agents quoting admissions of knowing lawbreaking, created staffing crisis he admitted takes 14 years to fix, now making impulsive social media posts showing poor judgment. Representative Crockett pointed out he's least qualified FBI director in history. Never served with FBI before appointment. That inexperience shows in episodes like this. Someone with proper background would never handle judges' arrest this way. Broader context is administration escalating conflict with judiciary, treating courts as enemies, arresting judges, threatening impeachment, creating chilling effect on judicial independence. Patel's post fits pattern of attacking judges who interfere with priorities. His deletion shows awareness post was problematic, but damage already done. Message sent to other judges. FBI's reputation damaged. Patel's judgment questioned, all revealing someone who's losing it under pressure he can't handle. This story continues. Stay tuned.